please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas Penny. I am the Director of iPeople Solutions, specialising in children's and adult social care.
Thank you very much, Tom. Can you explain to the audience how you got into your current position?
Yes, so I basically started actually just after uni. I got into a compliance role in the agency, and I think they realised I had a bit of a knack for speaking to people, and they decided to give me an opportunity as a consultant. So I've never looked back from there, really, and now obviously worked my way up through to the director level. So it's been a really, really positive journey for me.
That's very, very good. So Tom, can you explain what kind of client you deal with in your day-to-day job?
Yeah, so we deal with local authorities are our main clients. So we're looking at also, we've got all sectors really within local authority settings. So we've got project management, commissioning, program management, but our main bread and butter would be the children's and adults social care, and that's across all of the local authorities that we work with. So that's across all levels as well.
Okay, so what is the UK labour market like currently?
Yeah, so it's really, really thriving at the moment. There's a lot of money that's being invested in sort of the permanent market as well, which is always interesting, and we've a lot more contracts in that regard as well nowadays. So that's one area that's really thriving as well. But in terms of the locum market, there's always a lot going on. Obviously, social care, there's always not enough candidates for the roles that are available, so we're always looking for more people to fill those opportunities. You'll never be without opportunities in social care, so obviously that's why it's a really, really good market to be in.
Okay, so in terms of the jobs, where are the current jobs in the UK?
So the current jobs in the UK for us are all over, really. We have contracts across the country, even into Wales as well. So we have England and Wales covered, from all the way from the northeast up in Newcastle, Cumbria, all the way down to Devon in the southwest, and Plymouth, and obviously Margate in the southeast. All these areas we've got covered. So it really is. We would encourage anyone to really get in contact within this market and within this field, because we have all of the contracts across the country.
That's good. Quick appeal. If you're seeing value for this content, please kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Our goal is to give you the information that will enable you to grow your wealth. Leave your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video with anyone that you know will benefit. Thank you. So Tom, in terms of pay, what is the pay that we're looking at for someone who is interested in working for iPeople in the UK?
Yeah, so pay-wise, it really does depend on the level that obviously you're looking at the moment. And obviously one thing to always say is what we concentrate on is career development. We want those people who are coming in as a support worker who aren't really sure how they're going to get to the next stage. That's what our job is to do, is to guide them, to tell them this is the way to do it. This is how you can become qualified. This is how we can help you. So pay for a support, that the support level, of course, will range from between, the £16 an hour mark through to the £25 an hour mark, potentially a little bit more. If you're looking at qualified, it depends on obviously in the country, but we have different projects and different options around the country that are up to £50 an hour for your social worker role in children's social care, and adults as well. You can get up to sort of the 42, 45 per hour mark in certain areas as well. And then as you sort of go through the levels as well into team managers, IROs, service managers, directors, heads of service, of course, we're looking at the day rate roles as well. So we cover all these angles, and the rates are very, very good across the board.
Okay, that's good. So what is the process for someone who is interested in working for iPeople, who's seen this video now? What is the process that they can go through for them to start working for your agency?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we've set up something obviously specifically for the lunch club, whereby we have a person on ground who is going to pick up all of the applications. Her name is Claire. Obviously, if anyone is sending through applications or just wants a bit of interest, wants to know about their next step in social care, in their job in general, it could be across finance or anything, then obviously you can get in contact with us. We work with all the local authorities across all the areas. Send your CVs through to Claire and just be sure to put down the code FRP 001, just so we know that it's from this podcast that we've got you.
Okay, so if you are interested in working for iPeople, look at the description section. That is where you have the title of this video. You will be able to see the contact details of the contact person in iPeople. In this case, is Claire. There will be a code for you to use. If you use that code, you'll be supporting this channel, and Claire will be able to provide you all the support. Tom, in terms of support, would Claire be able to support with crafting CV or helping them to make some changes?
That's absolutely right. I mean, Claire is the person who basically, I mean, she's an expert. She's a brilliant worker, and she's an expert in basically taking on applications, formatting CVs. So we have a way that we format CVs. Of course, if a CV is really well formatted, we will leave it alone. But if there's a few things that we can tweak and change, then absolutely, Claire knows how to do that, and we know how clients want to view that, so that it's legible and looks good. So definitely Claire will be able to help. And if they want a little bit of extra advice around the CV, then obviously they can let Claire know. Either she will call them or one of the consultants.
So from your experience as a consultant, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when they are looking for jobs?
So I think a common mistake is it can come down to the first, like you say, the first thing. I think I've seen a bit of content on the Lunch Club as well about the CV and how how to make it appealing. I think people sometimes don't put enough detail, or maybe put too much detail on. There is a fine balance of how to write a CV. It's also about I think as consultants we have to be able to just give people a realistic outlook on what can be achieved. You can always step through the levels and go through the right way, but there are ways to do it, and sometimes it might not be that you can jump straight from one place to the other, but there's a way of getting there. So I think sometimes managing the expectations and just helping people understand how you can move within the market as well is really important. But I think a common mistake will always be around the CVs. And of course, understandably, people don't have the market knowledge the way that we do. So that's what we're here for.
For someone who wants to go into social care and they haven't got social care experience, what are the things that they need to be aware of, and what do they need to do to increase their chances of getting into social care?
Yeah, so if you're looking at getting into social care at a support level, of course, the best way to do that is, you don't need the qualification. That's the number one thing. You don't need to be a degree or qualified. If you want to help people and get involved at a support level, then you can do that without having any qualification. We would say that it's always good to have some experience in, caring in the community, and obviously evidence of what you've done, even if it's not work-wise, even if it's some community-based things that you do, just so that we can show clients that this person is someone who cares, someone who wants to work in this sector, someone who has a passion for this. So going into that is quite a simple thing, providing that you can show that sort of practice that you have. Obviously, if you want to go into a qualified role, then you will have to go through the stage of obviously getting a diploma or getting a university degree, and essentially going through an ASYE, the assisted supported year of learning that they put in place now, where you have to go through a council and get some support for that first year. They'll help you. They do placements and things like this, and obviously they will they'll assist you and you get a smaller caseload, etc., etc. After that, you're free for locum work, which I think obviously a lot of people like to get to that point, and some people like to go locum, other people continue on a permanent journey. But those are the first steps, really. But it really depends on what level you're trying to come in at. And sometimes you'll find that people who have just done their ASYE or have just completed their university degree, should I say, they're trying to get into a job, they're trying to get into an ASYE, they're trying to get into something. We've helped so many people do that because they don't know where to go. And sometimes it's best to get yourself a foot in the door at a support level and get yourself noticed by those around you, and they'll put you on the program as well. So we have ways and means to deal with all of those scenarios.
Okay, so for someone who is in the UK now, who's watching us, who is a social worker, who wishes to go and become a locum, what do they need to do, and how many years experience do they need to have?
Well, I mean, we would say always you've got to get ASYE out of the way. You've got to go through that process. That's vitally important. You know, you can't do it without the ASYE nowadays. As a new social worker, it's imperative. So always make sure you complete that and you pass that and you do well. And then my own personal advice, although it's not necessarily the best thing for us because we'd love to get people on board early, is maybe do an extra 6 months or a year, ideally after your ASYE, in that same position, in a permanent role. Build up your experience as a fully qualified social worker, where you have a sort of an unprotected caseload, so to speak. And then I think that is the point. Or in that year, you can still be in touch with us and be getting ready and be getting compliant. But that would be the point where I'd say, right, I think you're ready now. I think you've gone through the stages, you've gone through everything. You're ready for locum. You're ready to come and join us. And we know we're getting the best caliber of person as well.
So we're talking about, for a social worker from coming out of university to get into a position where they can become locum, we're looking at between 18 months to 2 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, ideally 2 years would be where we would say, but I've helped many people with less. So it really isn't a case where you have to do that. But my own personal advice from liaising with the clients and knowing what people want and the way the market's shifting now is get that couple of years experience under your belt, 1 extra year after ASYE, and you'll be opening up yourself to far better opportunities as well.
For someone with 2 years experience who wishes to go and become a locum in social work, what is the starting salary? What is the starting hourly rate, and what is the maximum they can get?
So I mean, if they're looking at locum, you know, you're probably looking at coming in again. It depends whereabouts in the country. It does depend, but you could be looking at if we're talking about London, you'd be looking at up to about £37 an hour going in straight off. But if you're looking at outside of that, you're just outside, you're looking at up to about £42 per hour. And even if you go a little bit further out of London and the cities, in some of the remote areas, you may be up to about 45. So you really can get good money even just after those couple of years as well. But predominantly, so it depends on the area. But if you're London based, for example, that's it's capped. So you're looking at around that sort of 37 mark for there.
What about someone around the northeast of England?
Northeast of England, it depends on the rates there can vary because some of the councils there are struggling and others quite settled and got some really good Ofsteds, etc. So you're looking at between the sort of £30 an hour mark, I'd say £30 an hour mark, up to £40 an hour with that sort of experience.
Okay. So Tom, before we round this up, is there anything you would like to say to prospective candidate that wish to apply and work for iPeople?
Absolutely. I think I'd like to just highlight that our agency is personable. We aren't as big in terms of size as some of the others that you will have heard of, but we are punching well above our weight in terms of what we're achieving. And that's solely down to the people that we have in the company and the people we have working on the ground, the support, the admin, the directors, the CEOs. the consultants. Everyone is a tight-knit unit here, and we are achieving great things. I'd like to appreciate and say thank you to yourself, Francis, for allowing us to come on the Lunch Club so many times. I feel like an honorary guest here, and I really, really appreciate the platform. So anyone who's interested in coming and working at a support level all the way through to a director level, I know there's various people who listen to this podcast, and whatever level you're at in social care or in project management, commissioning, get in touch, send Claire the email, send the CV. Why not get in touch and let us know what you're after, and we'll be able to assist you. And just remember that code FRP001.
Thank you, Tom. So Tom has said the Launch Club a few times. Just for correction, this video you're watching in Provident Wisdom, that is our other channel where we talk about opportunities to grow your wealth, because we believe that every human being deserves to live their best life. No one deserves to go to their grave poor. So if you have seen value for this content, please kindly consider sharing this content with anyone that you know will benefit. Leave your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're looking to grow your wealth. Claire's email and details will be in the description section so that you can contact her. And don't forget to use the referral code. Tom, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming to speak with us.
No problem at all. Thanks, Francis. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.